What's up, Internet? My name is Trident Lion, and this video is all about understanding your customer, as found in the book, The Closers by Ben Gay III. The most important ingredient in sales, it has to be the customer. Without the customer, there is no sale, and there is no money. Understanding the attitudes, behaviors of your customer can help you better connect, relate, and ultimately sell the customer. Not every customer can be treated the same way. In this video, we'll cover what you need to do to increase your chances of selling based on some of the attitudes and behaviors that the customers come to you with. Now, let's get into some of the attitudes that the customers come to you with. The first type of customer we're going to talk about is the yes man. This is the type of customer that will literally agree about everything with you, no matter what you're talking about. The reality of it though is that the customer has actually already made up in their mind that they're not going to do anything. In reality, the customer is really scared, so they've made up their mind that no matter what, they're not going to do anything today. The customer keeps agreeing to let the sales presentation just move along. Realize that this customer is pretty easy to close. The solution to handling this type of customer is you have to snap their yes habit by throwing them a question that kind of throws them off, where they have no choice but just to basically vomit up the truth. One thing you can ask them is, since they're just saying yes, 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 yes to every single thing that you're saying, come back with this statement. Why are you not going to buy today? That will literally just throw them off track. They'll give you the real objection, and then you can proceed forward to overcoming that objection. The second type of customer is the know-it-all customer. The name of this person is enough description of this person. The know-it-all customer has two favorite statements: I know, as well as I understand. The reality is that the customer doesn't want to be outshined, doesn't want to be outclassed, doesn't want to be intimidated. The customer knows that he is actually weak when he's confronted with a strong closer. That's why they put up a strong front of being like, I know, I understand. A lot of times these people are acting out of ego too. They don't want to feel stupid, they don't want to feel embarrassed, they don't want to feel like they're not smart, so that's why they try to outclass and outperform even the closer. And the solution to them is you have to let this customer trap themselves by just agreeing with the fact that they know it all. Being like, wow, so since you understand all the benefits of the product, how many of these products do you want to buy? Allow him to sell himself by speaking all the advantages of it and how he can use it himself, and he will ultimately sell himself. Another type of customer is going to be the high roller. This is the type that acts like they got so much money, that they're very flashy with what they got. They want to act like money's no problem. The reality is most of these people are actually broke. They put up that front because they are either embarrassed or they're scared to admit that the reality is that they don't have any money. The solution is you have to go along with the customer. You have to make them feel great. Play to their ego. Allow them to feel like they're impressing other people. Show sincere admiration for these people. Become his friend. You have to idolize him to an extent. Give them sincere and honest appreciation. Find something that you like about them. And don't confront him by telling him that he doesn't have the money because he's acting like he's got the money. So you have to allow this customer to trap himself. Being that this customer is a high roller, if you go along with making them feel like they're a baller, then ultimately they're just gonna sell themselves and they're just gonna buy it because that's what they do. They buy everything. If they're wearing watches, nice cars, whatever, they are spenders, so they can buy it from you. Being that they're egotistical, you don't wanna fight with them, you want them to be able to buy it themselves. So help them buy it. The next type of customer is a customer that is scared to death. Now this is the type of customer that even if you walked up to them and shake their hand, they're shaking, they're nervous. And the reason why they're looking scared is because they're afraid of the closer. They don't want to wind up in some uncomfortable situation. They don't want to feel embarrassed. They don't want to be pressured to do something they don't want to do. And that's why they're scared. This type of customer feels out of place. They feel out of their comfort zone. So the solution to this is to treat the customer by being slow, low-keyed, compliment the customer on something good, be nice to them, build up their own confidence, make them feel at home, make them feel relaxed. Make the customer feel that you are special and also that the customer themselves is special. Build up their ego so that they have the courage to be able to buy this. Because if you could just pressure and pressure and pressure someone that's scared, If they don't have the courage and confidence in them to take action and buy it, then they're not gonna do it no matter how much pressure you apply. So you have to build up their confidence to help them do it. Another type of customer is the thinker, the customer that's very quiet. Now this is a customer that just sits back, doesn't say a word, just listens and observes everything that you're talking about. The reality is a silent customer is truly a thinker, someone that's analytical. They want to listen to what you have to say, and they want to see if you are honest and sincere. They're analyzing and sizing you up in every single way. This customer is most likely very smart. They have an understanding of what you're talking about and the product, and they're slow moving. They're protective of what they do. The solution is you have to be alert of what you're saying. You have to be honest with them. You have to find ways to involve them. Don't make this seem too good to be true, because this type of a person that's a thinker might already see some of the disadvantages. There is such a thing as something sounding too good to be true. So you have to give them all the positive and all the negative. At the core, positive enthusiasm should be what you're implementing on all your presentations. You can check out the other video that I have on the characteristics of a closer that elaborates on this more in depth. Being that the thinker is sizing you up, remember that while you're doing the talking, you have to be relaxed. You have to be comfortable in your own skin. You have to give the customer some information about yourself. You have to allow them to meet you. Treat the customer as an equal. Remember, you are a professional and you know your product completely and with confidence, all the ups and the downs. Another type of customer is the customer that has the I don't care attitude. They act like it's no big deal if they buy or not. There's no urgency involved. They can take it, they can leave it, they don't really care. But the reality is this customer doesn't want to be pressured or sold by the closer. They don't want to feel out of control. They want to examine it for themselves and not be bothered with a presentation. But don't let them trick you. This customer acts though they don't care, but they are very alert and wide awake. The I don't care attitude is mostly a front. The solution to handling the I don't care type of a customer is by not trying to sell them with the usual presentation, or it will just become a fight throughout the entire thing. They have to be turned around. You have to add excitement about it. The closer has to create a sudden interest in your product or service to spark their curiosity. The curiosity of the customer will cause them to show more interest and to get more involved in the overall presentation. The next type of customer, which is the we don't buy today. This is the type of customer that as soon as they meet the closer, they're automatically telling them that they're not going to buy anything today. It's just their policy. They don't do it like that. They would never buy today no matter what reasons, no matter what you do, they're not going to buy. The reality is this customer is very easy to sell. That's why they're putting up that front. They put up this negative front because they know once you break down that wall, they're completely finished and they're going to buy. The way you can go about handling the we don't buy today type of customer is let that statement, we don't buy on the first day, it's just our policy, go in one ear and out the other. Incorporate a lot of positive enthusiasm, a lot of courtesy and kindness. Show them the regular sales price and show them a special price that's only for them. Make them feel special. Give them real urgency to buy on the same day. Because this type of a person, they cannot risk a good deal. That's why they put up this front, because when they see a good deal, they take action right away. The next type of a customer is the curious customer. The curious customer could be somewhat of a listener. They just want to know what's going on. The customer wants the information so they can take home to read about it, look over it, analyze it. And these type of curious customers can be very easy to deal with. They can be very personable. And the reality about it, the curious customer is that they are a buyer all the way. They just first want to see what the product's all about, understand everything to see if they like it and if they can trust you and like you and there's a good fit. If your product or service is solving a problem that they have and they can afford it, they will absolutely take action. And that's what these curious people tend to be. The curious customer tends to have an open mind. Now the solution to being able to close them is by giving them a very dynamic sales presentation with a lot of showmanship. Be an entertainer, earn their business. Get the customer excited, involve them. Get them thinking about how they would use it. Put them in the picture. Work on their pride and ego, build up their courage and confidence so that they can take action. This type of customer feels like they have to stumble across some type of an awesome deal in order to take action. So when you can portray the deal you're writing and give them an awesome opportunity and deal, they will buy it. Another type of customer is the good-natured customer. This is a type of customer that's very polite, courteous. They can have somewhat of an open mind and they can be very respectful to the salesperson and closer. A good-natured customer might also mention to the closer that they're kind of hard to sell. The reality of this customer is they are genuine and for real. Usually they have some type of money, so if they want to buy it, they could buy it. But they absolutely will turn away from a high-pressured salesperson. Being that they're good-natured, they expect good-natured treatment to be given back to them. This customer could be one of the more enjoyable ones to be around, being that they're so nice. And the way that you can sell them, the solution, is to give them courtesy, show them a lot of charm, be professional, have manners, give them a solid, logical sales presentation where you are lining up your product or service to one of the problems that they have, assume the sale from the beginning, and treat the close as something that's normal. Let them push themselves. By you being good-natured, like how they're good-natured, they will naturally just push themselves into the sale and will be great for referrals. Now another type of customer is some people's favorites, which is the rude and skeptical customer. Now this is the type of customer that comes into the office and they're just an asshole to everybody. They're not nice, they don't believe in the product, they have doubts about the product, they only see the negative. The reality of these type of people, the rude and skeptical ones, is that they have personal problems. It could be at their job, it could be with money, it could be with their family. This customer will try to take their problems out on someone else. The solution to this is to destroy them with kindness. You don't want to put fuel on the fire. These people expect confrontation. They expect to go in and just bicker and go to battle with these closers. So whatever you do, don't get into an argument with them, don't pressure them in any way, don't do anything that's going to irritate them. Do your sales presentation, low key, be very polite, kill them with the kindness, ask them if there's anything that you could do for them, be their friend, be a listener. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen to what these people have to say. If they're coming to you with this type of an asshole attitude, they have problems in their life. Probably the main formula of sales is connecting a solution to a problem. So if all these assholes are coming to you with all these problems, find a way where your product or service can be the solution to one or more of their problems. They need the friendship first, the sale has to come second. And by being their friend and showing kindness, these people will buy. And as I mentioned earlier, be sure to check out that video that I made, which is the do's and don'ts as well as characteristics that make up a closer. You can find a link for it in the description below. I hope this video in some way has helped you level up with dealing with your customers and sales. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. I'm super grateful for all of you that are watching, and I appreciate and respect your attention, and I promise in return to consistently provide value to this channel that can help you level up. So thanks again for watching, and until the next video, remember to always be learning, always be creating, and always be inspired.